morning and welcome to an all-new Eye of the Tiger. I'm Gabe Townsend.
And I'm Austin Daly. The homecoming court nominees were released today. The 5 girls are Isabel Bautista, Shelby McKay, Juliet Oliver, Allison Palmer, and Caitlin Pond. The 5 boys are Cameron Anderson, Mark Chappelle, Parker Cruz, George Hughes, and Jeffrey O.
This year, Student Gov is trying to make it more clear to students that they need to have their school ID cards at homecoming to make the process of getting into the dance easier.
Well, it's not really changed because it's always been you have to have your ID card into the dance. We just want to make it more clear because we've had situations in the past where people haven't brought their ID cards to the dance. And it's kind of a hassle to have over 1,000 people online and having to type one person or like everybody's number into the computer.
Student government has been interacting with other student government programs from schools both inside and outside of our district. They meet with numerous schools to collaborate and share ideas from the different student government programs.
Interleague is pretty much all the student government classes from around the district and then from different schools from different districts, and we come together and we have ideas, whether that's from homecoming, rallies, just different ideas throughout the school.
Student government looks to continue meeting with other student government programs from different schools.
Now we go over to Jason Russell with sports.
Good morning and welcome to this week's edition of EOTSN. I'm Jason Russell. Last year, varsity football wide receiver Josh Clark led the team in receptions, yards per catch, yards per game, receiving long, and touchdowns. He played all right. No, I'm kidding. Josh Clark was an absolute stud last year and was an instrumental part of the Tigers' offense. Unfortunately, in the very last game of the season against Oakmont, Clark, on a non-contact play, tore his ACL and lateral meniscus. After months and months of rehab, Clark will be suiting up for his first league game since the injury. Blake Beeman has more on the story.
Josh Clark entered the game as a safety. Due to a couple of unforeseen circumstances, Clark had to be put in at safety. Up until that point, Clark had never played safety before, and on the very first play he was in, he tore his ACL and lateral meniscus. Clark knew something was wrong initially, but what made the injury worse is that at the time, it was unknown if Roseville was going to be in the playoffs.
So my initial reaction was, I'm not making it. Like, I can't play in our game if we make it. So I got really upset, like I got super emotional, like realizing, hey, your season's coming to an end. Even if your team makes it through, you're not going to be able to play.
Clark obviously needed to be hospitalized after the injury, but was unaware at the time of what was to come.
And then I went and saw my orthopedic specialist and they did an MRI. And my heart dropped when the guy goes, you have a torn ACL, torn meniscus, you're not going to be able to play sports for a long time. And so being told you're not going to be able to play football next season, that's what their first thing was, is like, don't count on playing football. There's probably not a chance you're going to do it. You're just going to hurt yourself, and in the long run, you're going to make it worse.
Clark underwent surgery, and the doctors found that his meniscus was unrepairable. Therefore, they had to take out 25% of his meniscus. 9 days after surgery, Clark went through his first physical therapy session. Stretching and working out the ACL was critical for Clark's recovery because if he did not regain a full range of motion within the first 2 months after surgery, then he would never have it again in his life. Months and months of rehab paid off and Clark is back. He scored his first touchdown in the final preseason game 2 weeks ago against River Valley, and it was a sight to see.
So it was my first go at it, and then having only one catch against Rio Linda, I was like, okay, I'm progressing, I feel better, I feel like I could do this. So then River Valley, that first touchdown I had, crossing the goal line for the first time since I scored in Oakmont, crossing that for the first time, I was like, I could never had a bigger smile on my face. I've never felt more like I've actually done something like I feel good about something I've done because, going through everything I did and all the pain and the suffering and the hard work and all the tears and sweat that I put out, just being able to be rewarded that way and feeling that that sense of pride in you again, you can't beat that.
Clark will be in full gear and ready to go tonight against the Del Campo Cougars and will hopefully have a very, very productive season. And that's it for us on your home for Roseville High School sports top plays, breakdowns, and more. The Tiger Sports Network, EOTSN. Now we go to Troy with Tiger Talk.
What's up, guys? This is Troy from Tiger Talk, and Roseville High School could be receiving $13 million through a tax bond called Measure D, and I went out and asked students what they think we should spend it on.
Okay, our school is the only one in the district that doesn't have tennis courts, so why, if we're getting that much money, why don't we spend them on 6 tennis courts? We don't have any, and the tennis team is lacking.
Well, I mean, we do, but
We
they're
used
covered
to.
by the portables.
True, the portables cover them.
I would say spend it on more books, more stuff to read. That's what I think.
Do you read?
I do read. I'm a bookworm myself.
What's your favorite book?
Lord of the Flies.
That's a great book.
Yeah.
Do you know who it's written by?
Let's not go there.
For school, I'll spend it on books and supplies so that we could have a better education and better food for lunch so we could eat better, because I don't really like the food lunch. It's not good,
I would pay it on a theater, dance theater, to bust my moves out. You know what I'm saying?
Can I see some moves right now?
I got you, dude.
Ooh. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh. What?
I don't know. This is very stressful for me.
I'm sorry you're stressed. How about you? What would you spend it on?
New parking lot. Oh, very smart. Please.
A lot of students have different opinions, and I personally think we should spend the money on a woodshop program. I think that it's weird that we are one of the few schools that does not have a woodshop program.
RHS teacher and basketball coach Josh Earhart bought a Hawaiian snow truck last school year.
RHS teacher Josh Earhart invested in a Shave Ice truck this summer and has enjoyed spending time working on the truck with family and friends.
But we try to stay with that whole Hawaiian culture, Shave Ice, where it's fun, it's low key, everyone's smiling. You're serving Shave Ice, which is sugar water, so all the kids love you. So it's positive, it's laid back, pretty mellow, working the truck, and it's actually.
Earhart's daughter Caitlin says that although the work on the actual truck is simple, there's a lot of hard work that goes on behind the scenes.
Pretty fun. It's pretty easy, like working in the truck, but like outside, like at our house, like half our garage is filled with just stuff like to make ice and stuff. It's actually a lot of work, like an hour each night probably, and then more like occasionally and stuff.
Senior Shelby McKay feels that contrary to a normal job, employees enjoy coming to work and having fun while making money.
It's just a really cool environment. Like, it's always fun and time goes by really fast, which is good because you're like making money and it also goes by really fast. So it's not really like a job that people dread. People are like looking forward to working and just like being excited to work and having a good attitude about it. So
The truck will be at every Junior Tigers game and every home football game. That's it for us today on Eye of the Tiger.
And remember, we're always on at eyethetigernews.com. See you next time.